Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Road to Worlds Regional Rundown. I'm your host, Daniel Madison. Once again, we are recapping the Star Trek CCG Regional Championship season of 2015, as well as previewing upcoming championship events over the course of this season. This is week 6, and we did not have a show last week, which means that we're going to be recapping weeks 4 and 5. So we have a lot of ground to cover. Do have to say, now that Strange Bedfellows has been released for second edition, the Dominion appear to be everywhere. They're quite dominant. They're being played a lot, and they have won several regionals. So that new headquarters and some brand new tricks for the Dominion in that set, really giving them a boost this season. So. But let's get into it. We're backing up to week 4, which was April 18th and 19th. We're going to start with the events in Washington. These were Justin Ford's regional events in the Seattle area, and he ran all 3 events. Starting with Tribbles, which had 6 players. And the winner of that event was Roxanne Barbour. Congratulations, Roxanne. She will get a head start into the Tribbles Continentals at Gen Con, North American Continentals. Second place was Amber Van Bremen, and third place, Michael Van Bremen. The first edition event had just 4 players and was won by Michael Van Bremen, who was running a Terran Empire build. Michael will receive a bye for 1E Continentals. This is his second first edition regional win in the CC era. He's also the 2008 first edition world champion. Michael went 3-0, beating all of his opponents. Second place was Justin Ford, who was running Bajorans, and third place was John Corbett, who had a Herogen deck. Michael is also the biggest ratings gain of the event, going up 27 points with his win. On the second edition side, in the Seattle area, they had 8 players show up for that event, and the winner was Ken Tufts. Ken was playing TOS. He went 4-1, losing only to John Corbett, who placed third. Second place was Justin Ford playing Relativity, and John Corbett, like I said, in third with a Ferengi deck. Ken Tufts will earn the bye for 2E Continentals. This is his 4th second edition regional win. He's also last year's Canadian National Champion. The big ratings gain of the event goes to Justin Ford, who with his second place finish went up 48 points. Going to move out now to Ohio, where Joel Scahn ran a second edition event. He also won this event. This had 9 players. Joel was the winner, running Dominion. He went 4-0, winning all of his games, and he earns himself a bye for 2E Continentals. This is his second 2E regional win. Coming in second place was Jared Hoffman with a DS9 deck, and in third place was Tim Claypool, who was running Terok Nor, and also gets the biggest ratings gain of the event with a 42-point gain. Moving across the pond now to Essex in the UK, Nicholas Yankovic ran a second edition event. This had 4 players. The winner was Matt Slade, who went 3-0, beating all of his opponents. Matt was playing Relativity, and also got the big ratings gain of the event, going up 43 points. Matt will get a 2E European Continentals bye. This is his first second edition regional win. Coming in second place was Nick Yankovic running Dominion, followed by Daniel Giddings in third with a Starfleet deck. And finally, finishing up week 4, we move to Cape Town, South Africa for a second edition regional. Fritz Meissner was the TD for that event. 5 players made it out to this event, and the winner was Damon Watt. Damon was playing Dominion as well. He went 3-0. This was not only his first regional win, this was only his second tournament played. So congratulations, Damon. Damon also has the largest ratings gain of the day, of the event, with 48 points. Coming in second place was Graham Muller with a Terok Nordek, followed by my first entry into the Mangled Name Pronunciation Spectacular. Third place was Brandon Oosthuizen, who was running Starfleet. Okay, that's it for week 4. So now we're going to jump ahead to week 5, look at the results of that. That was this past weekend, April 25th and 26th. So starting with April 25th, starting with Sweden in the Omarion Nebula region. They ran just a triples regional this past weekend. The TD was Torbjorn Lindqvist, better known as Lincoln on the forums. He was also the winner of this event out of 5 players. Second place was Anna Lindqvist, and third place was Jerry Roy. So Lincoln will earn himself a head start for Tribbles Continentals. That would be European Continentals. Next on my list is Melbourne, Florida. These were my own regionals. I ran second edition and Tribbles in the Cardassia region. I'm going to start with second edition, and I actually won this event. This was my first regional win. I'm thrilled to have finally managed to win. It was a tough fight, tough opponents, had some very close games, but managed to pull it out. We had 6 players for this. I was playing a Dominion deck, and I went 4-0. And got myself a buy for Gen Con, which I will be using. I will be there. Second place was Ted Riebel, who was playing a Mirror Starfleet deck, and he had the biggest ratings gain of the event with a 38-point gain. Rounding out the top 3 was Sean O'Reilly, who was also playing New Dominion. Next is the Tribbles event in Melbourne, and I do want to talk about this one because it was a pretty epic battle, and I know a couple people have already talked about it in the forums, but I want to give my my little report on what happened. So we had 8 players show up for Tribbles. We put them into 2 pods of 4. And when we went into the second game, the final table was myself and my daughter Avery, who's 8, Sean O'Reilly, and Alex Taylor. So the other table wrapped up pretty quickly. They were done like 30 minutes or so, and they ended up watching us for the majority of the round, or the majority of the game. We had 3 rounds end pretty quickly. I think I went out a couple times. I was doing pretty well on points. I think I was in the lead. But Sean was making a pretty good case for catching up. But round 4 went into this long death march where nobody could seem to go out. Everybody had a couple of discards in their play piles, except for Avery, who wasn't running any. But she was playing a lot of copies, so she got to copy the discards a lot. And the reason nobody was going out is because there were toxins going back and forth by everybody, and even Avery was copying the toxins and making everybody draw lots of cards. Finally, it started to get short on time. We were wondering if we were even going to finish the round. But we started running out of cards in our draw deck. The first to get decked out was Alex, and then second was me, and then it was just Sean and my daughter Avery. With just a few minutes left to play, just heads up, dueling triples back and forth, and by this point, everyone in the room was standing around this table watching these two go at it. It was like the most amazing thing. It was so fun to watch. And finally, with maybe a minute left in the round, or in the game, the round ended when Sean finally ran out of cards in his draw deck, got decked out. Avery got to put her whole hand in her play pile. There was a big cheer that went up. Avery ended up winning this regional with 1.4 million triples. This is her first regional win of any kind. She's won a couple of local triples events, but this was her first big win. So I'm beyond excited. I'm thrilled for her. It was so awesome. It was so fun to watch. But that was Melbourne. All right, let me move on. We had a 1E regional event in Tennessee. This was Ryan Sutton's event in the Kronos region. Ryan actually won this event. They had 6 players. Ryan was playing a Cardassian Federation build. Yeah, this was his 7th first edition regional win, his 2nd this year. Ryan's been on a tear. 2 regional wins this year. Trek Masters San Diego champion, Trek Masters Orlando champion. He's nigh unstoppable so far this year. Ryan went 3-0, defeating all of his opponents. Coming in 2nd place was Joshua Sheets. Since Ryan already has a regional win on the year, Josh will actually get the bye for Gen Con handed down. Josh was running a board deck. And in 3rd place was Jeremy Norris. And he is actually the biggest ratings gain of the event, going up 31 points. We move now to the Andoria region, where we had all 3 regional events being played in Minnesota. We're going to start with 2E and triples, because those were played on that Saturday. So, 2nd edition, this was Jeremy Benedict was the tournament director for these events. So, 2nd edition had 16 players, which is a great turnout. This was the 2nd largest attended regional event so far, only to Atlanta, back in week 1. 16 players, and the winner for this event was Nat Curtin, who was running a Voyager deck. Congratulations, Nat. Nat went 4-1, only losing to Barry Winshittle in the final round with a modified loss. Nat picks up his 4th 2E regional win. He also has an American National title from back in 2012. Nat will get a bye at Gen Con. 2nd place will also get a bye due to having so many players at this event. And 2nd place here was Mike Harrington. He was running a TOS deck. Congratulations to Mike. Rounding out the top 3 was Barry Winshittle, who was running Dominion, came in 3rd, and also got the biggest ratings gain of the event with a 47-point gain. Over on the Tribbles side, they had 14 players stick around for Tribbles, and the winner of this event was Chris Sonstaby. Congratulations to Chris. Chris gets a head start at Gen Con. Also, Robert Peterson, coming in 2nd place, also picks up a head start at Gen Con, again due to having so many players in this event. Rounding out the top 3 was Ben Johnson in 3rd. Moving now to Sunday, the 26th. We had events in the Borg region in Vienna, Austria. Stefan Slaby was the TV for these events. Starting off with 2nd edition, they had 7 players show up for this event, and the winner was Stefan Slaby. Stefan was playing Voyager and went 5-0, winning all of his rounds. Stefan picks up his 7th 2E regional win. He's already has a Trek Masters win, a World Championship, a National Championship, and a European Continental Championship over the course of his Trek playing career. Congratulations, Stefan, on another regional win. Stefan will get a bye at European Continentals. Coming in second place was Michael Albrecht, running a Dominion deck and picking up the biggest ratings gain of the event with a 40-point pickup. And third place was Martin Felber, who was also playing Dominion. They finished up with Tribbles, had 5 players for Tribbles, and Stefan Slaby, also the winner there, picking up a head start as well for European Continentals. Second place was Julius Melhart, and third place was Martin Felber. Back over to Minnesota for first edition regionals. Justin Kaufman was the tournament director for this event. They had 12 players show up for 1E regionals, and the winner here was Chris Sonstaby with his playing a Romulan deck. This is his third 1E regional win, and his second regional of the weekend, if you count his triples win. Chris went 4-0, beating all of his opponents. Second place was Nat Curtin, who played a Hirogen deck and was also the biggest ratings gain of the event with a 38-point gain. Chris and Nat will both earn buys for Continentals due to the large number of players at this event. Rounding out the top 3 was James Heaney in third with a Starfleet deck. We're going to finish off with events back in Cardassia. We had 2E and Triples events in Orlando. Rick Kinney was the tournament director for these. I went to these events. I did not do as well as I did in Melbourne, not by a long shot. But the winner for second edition, we had 7 players for 2E, and the winner was Joseph Bazemore. Joe was running a TNG deck. He was running the Lauren 2 card, so he was able to play archaeology commanders from multiple different affiliations. So that was sort of the theme of his deck, was playing the common cause, the common purpose cards for extra cards and extra counters by playing multiple affiliations, and it worked out for him. I believe this is the first deck of its kind to win a regional. So congrats to Joe. Joe went 4-0. And this is his first 2E regional win. Joe now gets a bye from North American Continentals. Coming in second place was Rick Kinney, who was running Dominion Klingon Dual HQ. And rounding out the top 3 was Sean O'Reilly, who was running his Bajoran Resistance deck from Masters. Joe Bazemore also picking up the biggest ratings gain of the day with 78-point pickup. Finishing up with Tribbles, we had 8 players show up for Tribbles, and the winner was John Kinney, who also won the Tribbles Masters event in Orlando a couple weeks ago. John gets a head start for Gen Con. Second place was Rick Kinney, and third place Ted Riebel. So that's it for regional events in week 4 and 5. Like I said, this is week 6. We have some events coming up this weekend, May 2nd and 3rd, mostly on the 2nd. Not a whole lot of events, and it doesn't look like a lot on the schedule, but there are more events on the schedule than what it's showing. But we'll briefly cover what's coming up, so you guys know what to expect. We have events in Denmark, Aarhus, Denmark, in the Omarian Nebula region. Peter Mahler is the tournament director. They are running a 2E regional on the 2nd, followed by Danish Nationals on the 3rd. So 2 days, 2 big events. They've got 7 players pre-registered for both events. They are the same 7. Tobias Rausman is the highest rated to pre-register for each of these events. Second is Peter Mahler, and third is Morten Sandberg. We also have a 2E regional coming up in Abingdon, Maryland, in the Romulus region. This was the site of Trek Masters Maryland early in the year, or late last year, whatever it was. Neil Timmons is the TD for this. They have 3 pre-registered so far, highest rated of which is, of course, Neil Timmons, who is the reigning world champion and boasts a crazy high 2017 rating as of this recording. The events in South Dakota, all 3 regional events taking place May 2nd. They were off. Now they are back on. Barry Winschittel is the tournament director for these events. He's currently the only one pre-registered for each of the 3, with the exception of 1E, where James Heaney is also pre-registered. So hopefully all 3 of those will actually happen. That's going to be a long day of Trek. And that's it. As I mentioned, Danish Nationals will be on that Sunday. Everything else is on Saturday. So, looking forward to talking about these events once again next week and seeing who the winners were, what decks are winning, what's working. Gotta say, don't forget to check the Trek CC forums, check the What's New section for tournament reports and deck lists as these events roll in, as results roll in. And stay tuned also to Lucas Thompson's Road to Worlds article series, where he's breaking down all of the winning deck lists and talking about them and getting some commentary from the winners. It's a great series, so be sure to check that out. So, until next week, where we will do another regional rundown, this is Daniel Madison, ending transmission.